Good Sunday afternoon, everyone. I thought I would come on here. I thrifted some items yesterday, and I was going to do it yesterday, but I decided to take a nap, so I came on here today to show you some of these amazing items that I did pick up. I did do a short video yesterday in the Salvation Army, and yeah, now when I figure out how to do a longer video, but I think I figured it out. I think when you use your phone, the content in that phone, you need to kind of clear it out a little bit because that does affect your recording time. So before you come in the chat, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video. So I just got back from me and my husband had our anniversary dinner because he had to work last Thursday. So we went to Cattleman's and I stuffed myself, but oh well. Hey Brian, how you doing? So I was teetering on taking a nap, do a video, so I decided to come up and do a video. The show must go on, so but Cattleman's, they have really good steak and nice salad bar. Oh gosh, guys, I was wearing this pair of shoes and they were like a wedge heel and I just thrifted them. So here I'm waltzing down through the aisle. Good, Brian, it's not too bad here. And all of a sudden, the wedge part of the heel came off and I was right in the middle of an aisle. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I had to pick it up. So I just continued on in the restaurant. I got my salad and all that good stuff. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to have to walk like I have a heel on that right foot. And they were thrifted. And, sometimes, Then I was coming in the house and the other one fell off. So now we have a pair. I don't know if I'm going to fix them, guys, or trash them because that was a little embarrassing. So I just picked it up and scurried to a table. And I used to carry other shoes in my car, especially back in the day when I wore heels. I never wore really, really tall heels. But I've always put a little pair of flip-flops or something a little bit lower in the car. So didn't do it that time. But I did go, oh shoot, I left that downstairs. I thrifted a Crown Trifari piece and it's downstairs. But I think I'm going to feature it in a short. I did buy it at the Salvation Army and it is Crown Trifari. And I think it's from like the late 50s, early 60s. It's gold tone. It's in really good condition. And as you know, a lot of those necklaces from that time were tiny. Good thing I have a small neck. And that guy said, well, what are you selling this for? And I said, I'll think about it after I wear it because I like to collect those. Thank you, Brian. It cut off on me because on my phone I did find out that I got rid of a lot of pictures and I need to get rid of some other things because a video takes up space. So you got to make sure that, I guess 10 minutes and 20 seconds was all I had, but that was my first pre-recorded video though. Pat me on the head, right? But anyway, we all have to start somewhere. So I'll see how it records later on after I remove the quadzillion pictures. But y'all know how that is. But anyway, we'll go ahead and get started. I really found an amazing, another punch bowl. But this one's special. Every punch bowl I've ever had, I've sold. You bought a gimbal. Hey, Sherry, welcome in, sweetheart. What's a gimbal? You lost me. But I tell you, there's nothing more embarrassing than walking down the aisle of a restaurant and your heel falling off. But I just picked it up and scurried to the table, and I'm like, oh my God, how embarrassing. And then I had to walk around. I had a longer dress on. And I said, maybe if I kind of adjust my height on that one foot, no one will notice. Oh, okay, Brian. But that was my first pre recorded video. So I feel like that is a proverbial feather in my cap, right? So, anyway, one that, like I was saying, I did find a crown trifari and I left it downstairs. But it was a crown trifari necklace. It was gold toned. And, I'm all, when you have to come up a flight of stabilizes it. When you have to come up a flight of stairs and you're carrying things, you kind of get. So I was kind of on, like I said, I was on a teeter totter nap video. So I decided to do a video. Why not? Because you guys are used to me when I thrift this stuff, boom, I come home and I do it. So we'll get started. I might as well show you the punch bowl first. And welcome in, everyone. Good to see you guys. Okay, guys. Yes, this is a punch bowl. And I did Google it, and I'll tell you exactly what it is. Where's my phone? See, that's one reason why my video only was 10 minutes and 20 seconds. Okay, Brian, sweetie, thanks a lot. But I seen this, I didn't Google it, had all the cups to it, and I just put it in my cart and said, mine, mine, mine. So let me look in my gallery. I think my gallery is what got me in trouble, guys. I had so many things in it that may have affected my video time, but hey, I didn't say I was an expert. Everyone has to learn somewhere, right? Excuse me. So, this is great, guys. This is a vintage 1950 Bristol Diamond Punch Bowl by Tiffin. And I've had Tiffin Francescan, and I have had these before. And it was introduced in the 1950s. But this one's special, guys. I'll bring it in so you can see some of the detail. But this one has a special feature. Okay. As you can see, I have many boxes here. So, this punch bowl has a base to it. And it is heavy and well made. It has a base to it. Now, this is high society, guys. Look at that. Excuse my room. I've been overhauling everything. Look at that. Now, is that not amazing? I've never seen really, I know they exist, but I've never seen a punch bowl with a base on it. And I have all the cups that go with it. Let me see here. I have never had a punch bowl that I couldn't sell. And here, guys, is your cup. Look at that. So that's a score, guys. There's no telling what this retails for because it is older, and I'm going to look. But according to what I'm looking at, I don't see any bases, the base, this part. So I may have just come on to something that kind of may be unique, but I don't see any bases. But I was really, look at the cups, how fancy. Isn't that beautiful? Thank you, guys. Isn't that something else? Fancy smancy. But like I said, I didn't see any that was listed online that had a base on it. Maybe a lot of the bases got broken, I don't know, but this is pretty heavy. And I'll tell you how big it is. I seen that and boy, I thought I don't have to think about that. It's 13 and a half inches and it is approximately, let's go down to the very bottom. It's almost 9.5 inches deep, guys, and it is extremely heavy. Yeah, hey, Face the Ace, welcome in. But I felt like that I seen that and had the cups in there, and man, this lady looked at me real funny when I picked it up. But hey, to the victor, death go the spoils, right? So there's your base. I mean, I've never seen, and it is so beautiful. It kind of reminds me of something that would possibly be used at weddings or something with the base and probably decorated with some floral around it, is my guess. Or that's what I would do. But I've had punch bowls that have, hey, Lenore, welcome in and welcome in, Face the Ace, that have cups that hung from it. But this is spectacular. I'll drop that camera. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And I had to get it because, hey, Jody, welcome in. But I just thought that this was an amazing piece. So I don't know. The cups are with it, and they're all wrapped up in that box. And welcome in, everyone. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. And this does have considerable weight, but it's a fancy. It's from the 1950s, and it's a. And I've heard of Tiffin before because I've had some of it. It's from the 1950s. It's Tiffin Franciscan Bristol diamond pattern. And I, like I told you guys, I've never had a punch bowl and cups that I've never saw that I have kept for any amount of time because they go out the door real quick. So, but I saw that and it was like love at first sight. There's your base right there. I guess you could, there's a dip right there specifically for that to fit into. But I guess you could use it for other things. But like I said, as I look through these listings, I see none with a base. So, don't know how these beautiful things make it into these consignments without getting decimated. That there's your matching cups. And I'll have to do a count. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I believe there's 12 of them, guys. Did we hit the jackpot or what? But when I saw that, I said, that's coming home with me. Isn't that gorgeous? So we'll set this over here. Now, moving on. It's still in the boxes, guys. Like I told Brian, I was deciding because I just come back from eating. We went to Cattleman's. Do I take a nap or do I do the video? So I decided to do the video. Thank you, Jody. Thank you so much. Jody, I was in a restaurant and was walking down the aisle and I had on a little pair of wedge shoes and the whole bottom came off and there I was in the middle of the aisle and I just grabbed it and just went to the table and I thought, I'll be darned. I'm like, and then I was coming in the house and the other bottom fell off the other one. I think I'm going to trash them. I mean, they were thrifted and I was like, I grabbed that so fast and headed toward that table. You wouldn't believe. I'm like, never again. Usually I would carry a pair of shoes with me if I wore a higher heel. I would carry extra shoes. Not this time. So when I got in the car, I just took them off and My husband said, walk barefooted. I said, are you kidding me? I said, I was already embarrassed enough by the bottom coming off. I said, I know I was born in Kentucky, but I don't walk barefoot in a restaurant. I guess he was trying to help, but oh, guys, I got some beautiful luster ware, and as you know, luster ware is hard to get a hold of in good shape. Well, let me show you. Hey, Joanne, welcome in. Yeah, that's where I was born, guys. I was talking to the guy at the Salvation Army, and we was talking about luster ware. Oh my God, guys, this is gorgeous. And I was lucky enough to get some luster ware, which is not something that you see every day. I not only got one piece, I got three, and it's a set. And I'll show it to you. Oh man, guys, this is in such wonderful condition. And as we know, and it says made in Japan, it's lusterware. Let's get it all. That's another vintage piece I picked up. But they're just some things that you just got to get. I mean, you know, I couldn't pass these up because lusterware is something you don't see every day. Let's piece to the other one. Okay, that's a cheese holder. I don't want to block my modem because I don't want my internet acting up. We're getting to the bottom. Hang on just a minute, guys. This is fresh off the press. I haven't even, once it left the store yesterday, I never even, okay, guys. This, from what I can see, I mean, there's a few spots, but this is a lusterware, kind of a tea set. Look how beautiful, and that is lusterware. And how often do you get a hold of lusterware in this kind of condition? And there's that part. Thank you, Joanne. I know Joanne's probably, I know she collects a lot of things. And I've got the little creamer as well. Isn't that beautiful? I love that peach color. That is just gorgeous. But it is hard to come by, and I don't really know what year this is from. Of course, it does need to be cleaned up. Then I have a sugar bowl, and here is the sugar bowl. Beautiful lusterware. I'll show you the bottom. It says made in Japan, but I know it's lusterware. I looked it up. Let's see, right. And I have a 3-piece set, and I have a feeling this will probably not last very long. I know, Brian, didn't I, though? I seen that. It was like there was angels around it. It was so beautiful. But yes, I do have a 3-piece set. And really, guys, it's in good condition. It's beautiful. I love that peach color. And I have a feeling the next auction, this may not last very long. But yeah, you're lucky to find one piece of lusterware, much less 5 pieces, including that. So, guys, I wasn't aware of what luster ware was. I had an idea, but I really didn't know. But I was attracted to the beauty of it. It was just so beautiful. And then when I Googled it, I was very pleasantly surprised. Does anyone know when lusterware came out? Thank you, Lenore. I don't know when lusterware came out, but it sure is beautiful. The host. Oh my God, guys. I wish I would have got this in my video. They had at the Salvation Army, it was a carnival glass punch bowl set. And it was like a blue green, and they had a hefty price on it. It was the most beautiful carnival. I had never seen a carnival glass punch bowl set. And I'm like, oh my goodness. It was so beautiful. They had 80 bucks on it, so they knew what they had. Oh my God, Joanne, it was just, it blew me away. It was so beautiful. And I don't know much about the carnival glass in the punch bowl and cups, but that was the most beautiful thing. It was like a blue green, and it was carnival. It's carnival glass. How often do we see carnival glass in a punch bowl set? Like never. And it was 80 bucks. So they absolutely knew what they had. So this is such a beautiful color. I just thought it was amazing. I couldn't believe it. Well, I knew it was pretty. I had no idea what I had, guys, until I Googled it, and there it was. So, next up, this is Royal Austria, guys. Oh man, it would have took your breath away. It was that beautiful. So here we have, this is really, really vintage. And like I said, it's from Austria. And it is a sugar bowl. And here is the lid right there. Isn't that lovely? You know me, I've got that vintage. I'm like Brian, we both have vintage. And here's your bottom right there. On camera, focus. It's wanting to be difficult today. Let's see here. Any other time I wouldn't have any problems. Come on, focus, focus. But anyway, take my word for it. The camera's, yeah, vintage fever. But that lusterware set, I couldn't believe it. Of course, you do have, I mean, it's in good shape. I mean, I was surprised. So next up, another thing that I find a lot of, which I really love to pick up, and this one's very dainty, and let me find the lid to it. I just happened to go in there yesterday, and there it was. All right. These are like cheese keepers, and I've never vintage for your cheese or your butter, and I've never had a problem selling these neither. But look how gorgeous that thing is. And a lot of times, I'll have to take a picture of this. A lot of times back in the day, they would either you could put a cheese ball on there, or they had butter that was in that shape. Thank you, Brian. And here's the top of it. I just didn't Google. It may be that there's your diamond points right there. Isn't that gorgeous? This may be, hey, Laura, welcome in. Let's see here. I didn't take a picture of it. I just picked it up because I knew that. Let's see. It's good to see you guys. Really appreciate you being here. Like I said, I was on the fence. So nap, video. I can sleep later, right? The, the time is now, right? Okay. I just got finished with a, hey, Bruce, welcome in with a, I had some steak and a baked potato and wow. I had some peanut butter pie and it was, man, no wonder I'm on the edge of being sleepy. Okay, this is Anchor Hawking. Pineapple clear pattern and it's depression glass. All right, it's just clear. Now some of your depression glass that probably falls in the rare category is the pink depression glass. That's what that is. Isn't it beautiful? I have never had a problem selling things like this. So, hey, Bruce, can you tell me when Luster Ware came out? Do you know? Because I have a whole set of it right here, and it is really beautiful. And I'm not for sure, maybe the 50s, maybe. Here, let me, but I got a whole set. Luster Ware. I Googled Luster 1950s. But isn't this beautiful? And look at the condition. I was just blown away. Look at that. And I have three pieces, and a lot of it gets broke or some of it's not in very good condition, but I just love the color of it and I was attracted to it. And 1950s. Okay. Oh, and we have another. What is this? So, keeping in the teapot theme. This one, talk about swanky. This is Gibson's, Staffordshire, England, and look at this. I was pretty stoked about this one as well. Hang on just a second. And I'll show you if I can get my camera to cooperate. So check this out. Isn't that gorgeous? It's like a ceramic. It's not metal. It looks like it, but it's not metal. Isn't that beautiful? And there's your top right there. And I know it looks like it's metal, but trust me, it's not. And I will show you that sticker on the bottom if my camera will behave itself. I think we may have a better chance of being struck by lightning, but there it is, Gibson right there. There we go. Staffordshire, England. I thought this was beautiful. Just gorgeous. But there she is. And it kind of looks like it's metal, but it's not. But isn't that just the cat's meow? It's really beautiful. All right, set that over there. Moving on. I think we got to the bottom, guys. But we have to have an encore on that punch bowl because it is very well worthy of it. So I don't dare block that modem because, man, nobody will know the troubles that we won't see because it'll mess it up. Thank you, Bruce. Let's move our little teapot. over and I will revisit this thing because it is gorgeous. All right, Jody, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. Now, let's go back to what I started out with. Some people that might have came in later. Like I said, I've never had a punch bowl that has never sold. I think punch bowls are popular, and this one is the upper crust, or that's my opinion. Look at this thing. It has a base. Let's see if I can drop. Oh my gosh. You guys will be dizzy by the time I'm done trying to get this. Look, guys, it has a base. Now, you want to talk about gorgeous. That is beautiful. And, I got to have the matching cups. Let's move over and grab one. And look how beautiful. Look at that. That's the coordinating cups, and there's 12. Isn't that gorgeous? Now this would be so beautiful at a wedding where they would put maybe a floral arrangement around this pedestal right there. Yeah, that's a big one. And I'll tell you what it is, but I thought it was just really amazing. Beautiful, beautiful. And like I said in the beginning, I did find a crown Trifari as well. It's gold tone. Come on, camera. It's gold tone. It has stones in it. It's a crown Trifari. And of course, it's champagne punch. Yeah. Of course, it's small. Most of those necklaces from the 50s, early 60s had a tendency to be small. But this I felt like was quite the score. And I didn't even think about it. I just picked it up and separated it and put one piece, from the base, and was real careful with it. They almost hate to see me coming to the counter because they know they're going to have to wrap something. It is a vintage 1950s Bristol diamond punch bowl by Tiffin. I've had Tiffin items before, Franciscan. And so it says Tiffin Franciscan, a brand known for its high quality craftsmanship. And like I was saying earlier, I was looking within on some of these platforms, and the base doesn't exist for a lot of them. But isn't that gorgeous? I don't see how things get to these places without getting broken, but that one's in good shape though. But yeah, I went to a couple places, but I did figure out that when you are filming with your phone, of course, mine is a Samsung Galaxy. If you have a lot of pictures or stuff in your phone, you're not going to get the amount of recording time, because about 10 minutes and 20 seconds, it's going to cut off. And it did that to me twice. And I went through here and pulled out all these pictures that I have and stuff. So next time, but that was my first pre-recorded video. Hey, Ginger, welcome in. But you got to start somewhere, and Laura kind of helped me out a lot with that, because I was like, I called her up and said, Laura, how do you pre-record a video? So we discussed it, and she gave me some helpful hints, and I kind of applied those, and That's how you learn, though. But isn't that gorgeous? Like I said, I've never had a punch bowl that has never sold. They all just go out the door. So, you would think in this day and time that people would not be as interested in these today like they are, but they love them. So, yeah, I have some tomato plants. Thanks for the hearts, I have pepper plants. One pepper jalapeno is a jumbo, and the other one's a regular one. Thank you, Brian. I sure tried, and it never fails. When you're out, a kid's squalling or somebody's talking all loud, and the proprietor said you can do a video, but just kind of keep other people out. And I said I'm not interested in them anyway, but I know where you're coming from. And every time I turned around, I guess it's curiosity. They just kept, and I would go around the other way, and I'm like, I don't want to get people in the video. You guys wouldn't know who they were, but still, it's kind of like a invasion of someone's privacy, really. So he said, try not to focus on them. And I said, you got it. I said, I really don't have any interest. And then you get people just a cackling, and you're trying to do your video, but that's life, right? Yes, Brian. I'm gonna I got a lot of some pictures out of my gallery and my phone, and I've got some apps that I don't use that are going to be deleted because that will give me more room on the device to do videos. And I'm like, why does this keep cutting off on me? And that was why. Because storage has a lot to do with what goes on your phone. It lets you know just how much that you can record, and when it's had enough, it'll cut off. Boom. But I also thought that this was a beautiful set as well. And this is Royal from Austria, and this is old. I haven't really looked into it, but this is an old piece, and I'm not for sure how old, but it's an old one. I'll have to look a little bit deeper, but I thought that was really beautiful. That's not, let me move that in so you can see it. I just thought it was really beautiful. And they were busy when I went down there, and I had to park in lower 40, but it was worth it. So, and I thought, well, I'll just go by the Salvation Army, and that's what I did yesterday. I was thinking, well, this would be I went ahead and asked. You always want to ask the proprietor if it's okay to do a video, because it's just the right thing to do. So I asked them, and they said, yeah, it's fine. So that was my first videoing adventure. However, it only lasted 10 minutes and 20 seconds. However, that's why I entitled it a clip. But I was kind of disappointed. But then I came home and found out that if you get some of the junk off of your phone, you'll be able to record a longer video. So I know Bruce does a lot of. Bruce, how does your phone cut off after a while? Yeah, Brian, give it a try. Just go into your, the camera part of it, and it should have a photo in the middle, and then a video to the right. And you just hit that. Oh, okay, Bruce uses StreamYard. I gotcha. And I couldn't use YouTube for some reason on my phone. I don't know, that would be a better choice, but I couldn't. Right. Okay, because these little bitty phones, they're only good for so many gigabytes, so. But I think it's a learning experience, which is good. That way you can do you can do long video if you want to, but that's an ideal. When I do videos, I use YouTube. For some reason, Bruce, on my phone, I don't know why that it doesn't allow me to go live for some reason. I don't know if I can turn that around or what I can do with that. But that would be a great, let me see here. Go to account. Because it is fun doing videos because then I use my phone, but it is really fun doing videos because it gives people the opportunity to see, what kind of things that are in your area as far as items or whatever. And sometimes some places have more, maybe better things per se, different locations. But it's always fun to see the person in that environment, I thought, to be able to really see. I just find it interesting. But my heel coming off in that restaurant, I was like, oh my gosh. I would love. I don't know. I'm looking on my YouTube right now, and I don't see, of course, the thing for shorts, but I don't see where I could possibly go live on this phone or record a video. Like I said, I'm not the most tech savvy person out there, but you know what I mean. A laptop for lives and phone for videos. But they are fun because people learn more about. Not sure if you saw, I did a short video Christmas tree pins. No, Bruce, I haven't seen that yet. I feel like we're still learning sometimes. I feel like when we get knocked off, not sure how to get back, I go in a panic. Yes, Bruce, it just, sometimes you just have to take a deep breath and say, okay, this happened, and there's always a way to get around things, and you just have to just kind of roll with the punches and know that it's going to get better. I used to get like that, man. I would get, and I probably do to a degree because I would get so wound up. And so, look at that. But, and see that sometimes, well, Dennis is real calm. Who is good, Leslie from Black Dog Vintage. Yeah, I've seen some of her videos. And I think Dennis may calm Bruce down a little bit when he gets all, because Dennis is he reminds me of the kind of person that nothing really bothers him that much. And if plan A don't work, he just goes to plan B. So I guess sometimes some of us are more, per se. Yeah, she might be able to because I cannot go live on my phone here unless I am not doing the right thing. But we all have to learn somewhere. And, it is nice to be able to tackle those new things that we've never done before and put, hey, that was my first recorded video, and I'm still, every time a person was talking loud, I was cringing. Yeah, Dennis is calm, so sometimes, and that's, my husband's like that. He's real laid back and calm, and I think I'm, And I may be a little high strung, and he's just like, nah, it'll be okay. And here I am freaking out. He goes, calm down, but sometimes you just have to, but YouTube is a learning process, and it's almost fun to see, to think of yourself and look how you've grown from the day you started till where you're at now. That, I find it amazing that once we really apply ourselves and learn all these things, I wish I could help you, but I don't even know really what I'm doing. Amazing that I'm doing what I'm doing, if that makes sense. Bruce, I think you're smarter than what you think you are. I mean, I don't sense any rookie in you at all. It's like you've been doing this forever. I don't sense that. So, but yeah, it's kind of fun to look back and say, well, I was so afraid to do that, and I was a nervous wreck, but I did it anyway. And then you become more comfortable with it as time goes on, and it becomes an automatic thing, and you just don't think about it. But in the beginning, it's frightening. It really is. You're like, and I think the biggest problem with a lot of people, they want to be perfect. There's no way. There's not one perfect person down here. And I think we are too critical of ourselves. And another thing, I think we compare ourselves to other people, and you can't do that because we're all individuals, and we shouldn't say, well, my video isn't like her video. Well, because you're a different person. You do things differently, and that's what a lot of subscribers look for, is originality in a person, and just do your best and put all that nonsense out of your mind. And I think when you're comfortable with it is when it's the most fun. Now, if you're a nervous wreck and you're so worried about, well, what if this person thinks that? Well, like I tell you, there's two things you can't change: what people say and what people think. And if you spent your time worrying about that, you would never do anything. So just seize the moment and be you, because that's what people are looking for. What kind of person is she or he? And they really do look. I mean, um, people do analyze other people because they want to see what kind of person they are. And the only way that can happen is if you're yourself, your best original self, and the rest will fill itself in. So, guys, I know this was a small haul, and I'm almost done with I was on with a lady, Dawn's channel, on Thursday. I've got one more to go, but I had three done. I had it Thursday with the lady, and I had three of them done Friday. So, you got to find the right box. And usually the lady that I'm working on, she usually orders quite a bit, which makes me happy. And there's Amy. And how is Amy today? I hope the day finds you well. And look at this punch bowl, Amy, with a base on it. And the coordinating matching cups, 12. And this is one of those highbrow. And then, of course, we have the Luster Ware tea set right here. But good, Amy. I'm glad you're okay. I know you hurt your arm kind of bad, and you're on the mend. And sometimes, if you have a cast or something on, you don't use it a lot. It's a little weak. But I imagine you're doing some therapy to strengthen that. And so I'm going to let you guys go. I hate to leave you guys, but I only picked up a few things, and one of them was a crown trifari necklace. It was gold tone and had little rhinestones. I left it downstairs. And I picked up some salt and pepper shakers, was in the original box. And I think it was the tops of them were, oh, it was Rogers and Son. It was in the original box. And it was, oh my gosh, what do you call that when it's not real silver, but it's, oh, silver plated. It's that, and there's 8 of them, and they're in a box. And I think they're from Rogers and Company, plated. Yeah, I couldn't think of that for nothing. And they're about that tall, and they're crystal, and they're in their original box. And I did get that. So I hate to let you guys go, but I know that everyone has a busy day. I thank you so much for stopping in. Do not forget that thumbs up. And I'm thinking I may have an auction on this coming Thursday, because I still have some. I moved quite a bit of the items, but there's still more to go. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate you guys being here. You guys have a great Sunday. Love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for being here. Bye bye. Thank you so much. Yep, Bruce, that's probably where I'm going to be. Love you guys. Bye. Thank you.